Greetings, my excellent friends. It is Saturday, yes, Saturday, February 25th, 2023, here in somehow snowy Tokyo, Japan. You got the Hobby Drifter here once again, and I just need to take a quick moment to acknowledge the passing of the legendary Reiji Matsumoto, who is one of the giants of the Japanese anime and manga industry. I am just back from Musashi Nakahara, where I found a can of the premium craft beer from Helios. This is the Conductor's Porter. I have had this before. I have not had it in a very long time, but it was wonderful. I hope it still is. Don't want to make it a habit of drinking on the video, but, you know, a little glass won't hurt me here, right? Also means I can't do any retakes of this because, you know, I've only got one can of this. So, here's to you, Matsumoto Sensei. You were the best Matsumoto, and you will be sorely missed. That is really good. This is, oh my god, this is just so good. Helios does some really, really nice craft beers. I try to get whichever new ones they come out with. Have not had the Conductor's Porter in, probably over a year. But there's been several of the Galaxy Express 3.9 beers released over the last couple of years, and they've all been absolutely wonderful. So I'm glad I got this again. Rest in peace, Matsumoto Sensei. Your legacy will never be forgotten. Anyway, speaking of things that I wish would be forgotten, this week, hell of a week. I have been sick as hell, dealing with numerous health issues. Got some stomach issues, and my usual kidney thing, which does tend to crop up anytime it gets cold. So, that's fun. Bunch of shit at work, which I had to deal with today. And I am not a big fan of confrontations in my old age, so, especially in the Japanese workplace, no part of that was comfortable. So I finished work. Everything did work out pretty well. I had some issues with one of the staff members kind of giving my teachers and me a little bit of undue grief, and I wanted to nip that in the bud. So I did what I always do when I'm in need of a little bit of a pick-me-up. No, not drinking delicious craft beer, but stopping at whichever the nearest book off is, which in this case is the newish one. It's not even new anymore. The one in Musashi Nakahara. It used to be like the worst book off in town. Now it's one of the best. Like, I find great stuff there, and I found a bunch of stuff I didn't even buy today. Because I do try to set myself something of a budget for, you know, just random retail therapy purchases. And that is basically under 10,000 yen. Unless it's something that is specifically on my want list that I find, you know, like serendipity. But usually I won't buy something for more than 10,000 yen unless... you know, just to make myself momentarily feel better. So, anyway, I got one of the big bags from Book Off, which I believe was still 500 yen. And, you know, I sometimes get accused of being overly positive about stuff. And I'm not. I am not an overly positive guy. It's just that the stuff that I dislike is extremely niche and weird. Like, for example, the handles on Book Off's larger, wide bags. You see these? You see how these are? Look at that. Instead of having the handle in like the middle of the bag so you could hold it, you know, so it's like flush against you, you know, like you're carrying like a long thing. This is like you're carrying like a signboard out in front of you unless you hold your hand at like this unnatural angle. It's just so off-putting, and I absolutely hate it. Not enough to actually carry one of those little plastic things that is made specifically to deal with crap like this, but I probably should. I carry everything else around with me. But other than that, I love Book Off. I do. It's not as you know, great as it was back in the golden age when like everything that I loved was considered junk, but I still, you know, more often than not find something really cool every time I go into even a reasonably sized Book Off. And this one in Musashi Nakahara is one of my favorite because I really do seem to be the only nerd who shops there. If I see something there, I'm usually very comfortable just leaving it on the shelf because I know it'll be there next time. There are very, very few exceptions to that. So, I'm outing myself. So if you're near Nakahara and you want a non-picked over book off, check it out. Especially, they have a lot of role-playing game stuff like Warhammer and things of that nature, in, again, fairly good prices. And a bunch of Bionicle stuff, like boxed Bionicle stuff, which I have not seen in a while, but that is definitely not my jam, and not my jam on my day where I was already buying a bag of shame here. So, fuck it. You want to get into it, see what I bought to make myself momentarily feel better about the week? I'm sure you do. So, I guess the first thing we got in here is something that has been sitting on the shelf at this book off for years. Literally years. I swear it has been there since they did the remodel that made it a full-sized book off. And it has been sitting on the shelf. It's the Mafex Dark Knight Rises Batman action figure. And it has been sitting there at 4,046 yen for bloody ever. And it was not moving. I think it's probably like faded and like discolored from having sat there for just so damn long. And I really do like Mafex. Like, there are some issues with their stuff, but they display really, really well. They pose great. And really, it was kind of a stretch for me to not just immediately grab this, even at 4,000 yen. Eventually, they dropped the price down to 30% off, which was, better. I mean, that's, it's like 3,000 yen, but still, whatever. Today, though, they had dropped the price, and they have removed the outer package with that price sticker on it. But they had dropped the price down to 2,000 yen with the 30% off, so it was like 1,390 something yen, which I think with the exchange rate works out to about $10. And I mean, seriously, like, if you have a chance to get a Mafex figure, a boxed Mafex figure, for like 10 American dollars, I mean, why the hell wouldn't you? So I did. And I am greatly looking forward to getting this out of the box. I do hope, I think it's not sealed, right? I bought a bunch of figures late last year that I bought just to toss in my photo studio. And it turns out they were sealed, so I felt bad about opening them. Because they're kind of, I mean, I got them for a really good price, but they are kind of pricey if I wanted to flip them. So yeah, it looks like this is not sealed. Box is beat all the way to shit, which is great because it means that I don't have any real reason to keep the box. I've been kind of backsliding into keeping boxes over the last couple of years, just because boxes can look really nice these days. But for most of my time living in Japan, at least, I've gotten rid of boxes. But I'm kind of swimming in gorgeous collectible boxes these days. But I don't think I will have an issue tossing this. So about $10, 1,300 yen. How could you say no? I'm not made of stone, folks. Although I was kind of planning on buying the McFarlane Dark Knight figures, especially because the Build-A-Figure is Bane, and I love Bane. Bane's my dude, and yet I have never owned a Bane figure. So maybe kind of sort of a little bit bit myself in the ass on that one. Something else that has been sitting there just waiting to be adopted by somebody for a very long time is this allegedly sealed box of Akiba Ranger little figurines, these little mascot characters. It's a sealed box of 10. The box itself says that there is a full set inside. I don't know that is accurate. I don't know that it is factory sealed. There does seem to be some tape on the box, but it was 1,540 yen after tax, which $12? I don't know, unless there's been like some major change in the exchange rate since last I checked. And I mean, I know that the exchange rate does fluctuate quite a bit these days. So what do we got? Deforu Meister Gochi. Deforu Meister Gochi. Okay, so I guess it's like Deformation Master, like Gachapon type things. And it's got the main characters in their civilian modes, civilian forms, as well as the baddies. If anyone actually watches any of my other videos, I did pick up a set of Akiba Ranger Figuarts a few weeks ago. I picked up a few of these, I don't know, a few months ago. I don't know how long ago. What is time anymore? But I grabbed these from a different book off at 900 yen each. So, cool. My Akiba Ranger collection just keeps growing. Is it going to keep growing to the point where I buy the fucking car or the transforming gun? Yeah, probably. Probably. That does seem to be the way that things go with me. So look forward to me completing that set and then getting tired of looking at it and flipping it for like a tenth of what I paid for it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy having stuff for a while. This will probably be its own separate video where I open these up and go through them. But I mean, look how cute they are. Look how cute they are. And a figure of the villain, which I was kind of disappointed that they didn't do a Figuarts of her. But, I mean, I'm guessing it's probably like likeness rights. Or a price thing. Or a combination of both. Marushina. So, yeah. This is cool. I mean, I like the little display box. I've bought a bunch of sealed boxes and stuff like this recently, just because, like, I get the endorphin rush from buying it and then getting it home and then like opening it. Like, this is full on Otonagai. You know, this is like the adult thing. You know, instead of buying just one at a time, you buy an entire set of, or an entire case of something at once. And it's the kind of thing that you wished you could do as a kid, but now you're an adult with adult-ish money, and you can actually do it. So, huzzah! What else did I grab while I was there at Book Off? Ah, yeah. This is fun. This is something really cool. Check this out. Isn't that great? I'm joking. Alright, so this is PlayStation character strap. And this was an exclusive. It was a collaboration with McDonald's in Japan in 2001. And you've got PowerApper and Toto and the Chocobo, and I think that's the Sadu Gitchu thing, People Sadu. And yeah, they're just little straps that you can put on your. Well, I mean, in 2001 you'd put them on your phone. Now you would put them on your your backpack. Probably not going to be opening these. Probably wind up. Only 350 yen too. Still sealed from 2001. I've got a bunch of friends who are bigger video game fans than I am. So this will probably wind up going to one of them at some point. It's still got the strap. McDonald's PlayStation event 2001. Which is the year that I bought my my PS2. And the games here are PowerAppa the Rapper 2, People Sadu 2001, Chocobo, and looks like Toto to... I'm blanking on that kanji. I really shouldn't, because that's a really, really simple kanji. Yasumi? Toto to Yasumi? So, for 300 yen, under $3. It's cool to have, for the video game collection. Speaking of video game stuff, I've been seeing these around for like close to 2 decades now, and I finally grabbed them. And it's Cloud and Aeris in, they're like this is the way they looked in the original Final Fantasy game, which, again, around the same time I bought the Akiba Ranger figures, I bought the beautiful Play Arts figures of Cloud and Aeris, so maybe I'll get some pictures of, like, the full-size figures holding their little toys or something. I don't know, they were 100 yen each, they're $1, so, cool. You can tell I was getting close to like 10,000 yen when I was just like, all right, I'll throw a couple of these guys in. And the big one, the big thing I got today, something that has been on my list for a while. It has been something I've been wanting to build, even though it's kind of surplus to requirements. It is, Wing Zero Endless Waltz version KA or version Ka, released from 2020. This came out a little bit after I had just bought and built like every goddamn Wing Zero custom that there is to build. Built the master grade, the high grade, the 1/100th high grade, just all of them, like every one that had been released from like the early 90s up until a few years ago. I snagged them all very cheap, by the way, and built them all. So then this one came out and I was like, do I need another one that's kind of like a hybrid of the regular Wing Zero and the Endless Waltz one? And I was kind of wishy-washy on it, maybe so, maybe I don't, maybe I do, maybe I don't, until they were gone, and then the price kind of shot up a little bit to, I mean, not super expensive, but more than I was wanting to pay for a model kit, because I'm not great at building these things. Like I do line them up, I do, use a little bit of paint, but I'm still, even after building like a dozen of these things, I'm still very much a novice, and so paying aftermarket prices for something that I'm not going to do justice to did not seem appealing to me. But as you can see here, 5,500 yen. That's actually a little bit less, I think, than the MSRP. It's certainly lower than what I've seen it for sale for most other places. And I figured, for that price, 6,000 yen after tax, $50 maybe. This is going to take me like a week to build. So, I mean, this is a week's worth of entertainment for $50. Can't really go wrong there. And again, it was on my to-do list. And I think I might have just enough space in my Wing Zero custom nook to squeeze this bastard in. And that's it. That's what I picked up at my my Cheer Up Kevin Sensei book off trip today, along with some, again, delicious Captain's Porter. I also grabbed an IPA from the same. It's I think it's Harlock's IPA, which also very, very good. But maybe have that tomorrow or something. All right, so that is going to be it from me. Thanks for sharing in my enjoyment of the haul. Do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts? What are you collecting? What are you looking for? What are you? Who out there in Japan is also like me? Out there trolling book offs a couple of times a week, a couple of times a day. If you do some of my days off, where I'll go to 3 or 4 different book offs at a time. Are you building model kits? Are you collecting stuff? How do you display it? Do you display it? Do you just have a pile of stuff somewhere just in case you want to yank something from the pile and and enjoy it? Do you have like a nice do you have like the Detolf cases? Like, what do you do? I have most of my stuff displayed on the old shelves from one of my schools that they were going to throw out, but instead they gave to me. Are you searching for anything good? Like, is there a white whale? Is there a book off white whale that maybe you'd like to one day find? I think I've pretty much found most of mine. I can't really think of anything that I'm both really, really looking for and thinking that I'll actually find. But it's possible. I found a fucking G1 Charizard card at a book off for 80% off a couple of weeks ago. So who knows? Maybe I'll find that copy of Gun Knack for under 2,000. Maybe I'll find that copy of Jesus, what is that other game called? Rekka. Maybe I'll find Rekka for under 10,000 yen at some place. Probably won't, but who the hell knows? Anyway, it's fun. It's fun to hunt for this stuff. Although one last thing about this. Book off. There's all the different off stores. There's Book Off and Off House and Hard Off and Hobby Off, and Book Off doesn't have like a cool jingle. Hard Off has such a cool jingle. Like I have gone to Hard Off stores even though like I knew I wasn't really going to buy anything just to hear that inviting jingle. Like Hard Off stores have a unique smell and they have a unique sound, and I absolutely am here for both, even though everyone I've ever said that to thinks I'm some kind of loon. Love the smell of those. Love the smells. Love the sounds. Wish Book Off had like a cool, like Book Off, theme. And maybe there is a theme. I just don't notice it. But it's not as poppy. The Hard Off theme song is right up there with Don Quixote as far as I'm concerned for jingles. All right, that is all from me. Thank you all very much for watching. I've enjoyed making this video. I've enjoyed buying the stuff for this video. Hopefully I will continue to get some enjoyment of this stuff after the video is done. Have a great whatever time of the day it is, everybody. Remember, you're awesome. I'm not good at the whole thing, but thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. Leave me a comment, and I will be with you again next time. Happy hobbying.